Yo, hey, what's up, guys? Jonathan Price here with Mainstage Music Group. Hey, I'm getting ready to jump on a call with our clients in the Mainstage Mentorship Program. The band is called 12 Gauge Confessional. So if you haven't heard of the band, make sure you go check them out on all major platforms, especially the ones that you're on all the time, like Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So in this call, we're going to be discussing metrics. Why are they important? And the best part about this video that you're in right now is you get to be right there in the live call. So I hope you guys take value from this. I hope you guys like this video. And if you did get value from this, drop it in the comments below and let us know if you're in a band, what's something that you're going through right now? Because I'd love to do a video on it and how we can help you turn band into brand. So let's go check it out. As I was telling you, Bronson, in the call today, I wanted to kind of go over metrics with you guys. Now, I know we were talking about in the last call, kind of like, everything's building towards these live shows and everything that you guys got going on right now. So I really think that, learning the metric side of things is going to help you as far as target marketing your audience base when it comes to live shows. So, like I said, we're going to go over metrics. So learning how to utilize metrics to speed up the branding process. Now, the engagement metrics, I call this the Y metric formula. So it's WHI. So pretty much you're going to learn the what, which is what do we want to know from each engagement. So when I talk about metrics, so let's use, for example, someone engages like with your social media or on Facebook. Usually the common response is, like somebody's like, oh, hey, that looks awesome. Or, hey, you guys sounded great. And we just respond back with like, hey, thanks. Awesome. But when we really start to calculate what could we do, how could we get more information, more data out of this, contact and see where they kind of fall in these metrics. So we find out what we want to know from each engagement, and then we go directly into the how. How do we ask the right questions to find the data to gain these metrics on? And then there's going to be the increase, and it's how do we increase the metric within each engagement. So going back to the example of when someone interacts with a post, for example, by leaving a comment or showing any form of engagement, I'd easily go and check the name to see if it's a follower. That'd be my first step. Because if they're not, because this is when it gets really, really interesting to where you can start doing the step one beginning stages of how to evaluate several metrics for those individual contacts. Now, with step one is asking the right metric questions and giving responses. Now, with the why formula that we just talked about, so the first thing is obviously what do we want to know, and then immediately going into the how. Now, the how changes in this question, and this is why I talk about the right metric question. So, in response to that, whatever the person may say in that engagement, you could say, "Hey, thanks a lot. How did you find or hear about us?" Now, why is that so powerful? Now, this gets used in sales and business all the time because it's a data collection, because we need to find these metrics too. Was it referral? Was it an ad that we ran out? Was it because you came to something that we hosted? Having these metrics helps you target market things. And this question sets the stage for starting to use those metrics to target your audience base on how you are reaching them. Now, you can also use these metrics below as a good starting point to evaluate the starting or to and start targeting your fan base directly. Now, within that same example, let's say they respond with, I see, you say, hey, how'd you find or hear about us? And their response is, I see my friend share this post and I like the music. Or, I was at your last show in Daytona. And then let's say you run a sponsored ad on Facebook or any of the other platforms. And it's like, I seen this ad on said account. Now, each one of those individual responses are 3 individual metrics that you can start targeting. Now, those 3 metrics are the following. So you've got the referral metrics. So this kind of just goes into the my friend posted, shared, sent me to. And so you can kind of have that as your own little metric, your own little list, right? And then you go into the ROAS metric. Now, the ROAS metric is pretty much that is return on ad spend. That's a big business term that's used, but same thing if you put any type of post or promotion behind Facebook or Instagram, anything you throw a paid advertisement behind, you're going to see if it's a new follower, if it's a comment, or if it's a share. Those are the return on the ad spend. And then you're going to have the live metric. Now, the live metric is going to basically locally right now for where you guys are at. Now, obviously, this will change and this will grow, and these metrics will start to you'll get more metrics that you'll start taking in as you scale and grow and start touring more, getting more exposure. But for right now, this is for anyone that responds in regards to like a live show performance. Like, hey, I was at that show. It was great. So you know that they're local. You know they've already been previously to a show. And then this is another list. So you have three different lists. Now, once we have categorized the response from each engagement, this now tells us within each post, ad, or performance where you can start targeting these specific fans and also by what they can currently enjoy from your product right now. So the live is going to be a very minimal list in comparison to what would be a global list. So your referral metric can be a global list, your ROAS metric can be a global list, because when you put something out on a platform like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, those are globally. You have people from all over the world that are on those and have different accounts on those. So if somebody from Tijuana responds at a live, we put a flyer for a live show coming up and they're like, awesome, does that help with the live metric? No, because that person is probably not going to fly from Tijuana to come see you guys at that said
Right.
show, but they are engaging with you, which is good. But like I said, the metrics help you target market. And so how does live performance metrics help with live shows? Now, one, this is specific list is a metric that you can count on to kickstart any promotion for any upcoming shows in your area, and you're more than likely to have a built-in future attendee for the show. So, in layman's terms, if that person comments saying that, "Hey, can't wait to see you at this show," they're obviously going to be there. And then we can go back, and what I'll talk about here in a second is going back to the make one two formula that we talked about, where it's like getting engagement with that one potential fan or follower, and then making it towards a referral thing, and then they bring in a friend. And people love sharing things with friends, especially coming out to see live bands. So in number two, they will probably promote the show with their SOI. Once again, another business term, and it's called the sphere of influence. Now, this is going to be probably a direct correlation with their family, close friends, and just maybe people they talk to or people they work with. So it could be big, it could be very small. You really don't know. And this is kind of where that SOI kind of can work in your favor unknowingly. So you don't know if the person that came out to the last show has 30 people that they can really bring out to a show, or maybe they had 5 friends that just so happen to be working that day. But really engaging with that and getting all of that data and analyzing those metrics helps you target to where you can actually start to build that following from show to show to show.
Right.
Now, it is essential to focus on an audience that regularly attends live shows, which is your audience fan base that's going to be engaging with you or that you talk with at shows, as they are more likely to participate again in the future. Now, once again, by employing the Make One Two model, to enhance the networking and engagement with fans, one can significantly increase the likelihood of attracting attendees. And the strategy is considerably more effective than just simply posting on, a flyer on social media and hoping to generate traffic. Now, I've done a lot of beta tests before and trying to see like what works. And when back in the day of flyers, and then with this new digital age of social media, I mean it's easy because as artists, and especially when you don't have a lot of money as an artist, like free is awesome. Not having to pay for social media accounts is dope. Being able to put content up on Spotify or YouTube is awesome. Now granted, you have to pay for like Spotify and stuff, but being able to have the less costly value is kind of what we aim for, right?
Right.
Now, utilizing these metrics, if you're unknown, you're going to have to find out what's a good budget target. So it's like, if we know we're unknown, we know we got to get out there, we've got to run an ad, right? So finding out with the metrics, how do you want to do it, and is it going to help you? So if you run an ad on Facebook to promote a flyer, but you don't have enough of an audience, and it's more, you get more value out of your target metric because you have now created this list of people that do come to shows that are local. And if there's only 10, 15 of them, and you apply the make one two formula, you can see how this can turn to 30 people at the show, 50 people at the show. And then after that, because that's going to be your initial target, before you start doing the advertising and stuff like that, or sponsored ads or paid promotion, I would use the target metric of the live list and hit those people first, hit those people immediately. Let them even feel like they're getting the inside intel before the show's even posted. So if you're going to release tomorrow that you're doing this show, hit them up today, and be like, hey, we just got the confirmation. Check this out. Here's the flyer of our upcoming show. We look forward to seeing you there. And they feel kind of special because you reached out to them directly, and they're probably going to tell, like I said, their sphere of influence. So you let that do its thing. You let that word of mouth do its thing. And then you come up with a budgeting idea of like, okay, what could we run to bring engagement from this post or whatever that we're going to put out to promote this show? So let's say if you did a promotion on a post that was a reel, that was something that was engaging, it was video quality, and things like that. You do all your tags and everything for the venue. You're going to get engagement out of that because obviously you're going to be paying into that promotion. Facebook and all these, Instagram, it doesn't matter what you pay into, they have to guarantee you something. Now, the difference is between the target marketing and the metrics that I'm talking about, and then paying advertisement on Facebook is Facebook is a global market. So Facebook is going to guarantee you impressions and cost per clicks by what you put into it. That's why when it's like 0 to 10 and then it tells you the amount of reach and all this stuff,
Right.
it's going to guarantee you that. But once again, is it targeted? Do you know if these people even know who the hell you are? Do they live in the area? Or, you don't know any of these. So it's kind of like what I said before with the spray and pray promotion. So with, using targeting metrics and everything like that, it's just going to make it so much easier, and it's going to provide you value in the long run. So you start implementing this now and you watch this grow. You watch your shows get more and more and more people. And over time, you're going to be able to, we've all done this. We've played the shows that we're currently playing or the venues that we can currently gain access to. But we'll drive past like the old national centers or the theaters and like one day, I'm gonna come and play that damn stage, you know,
Right.
and this speeds up that process so much easier because the only barrier to entry is your exposure. And it can be local. It doesn't have to be what all we look at things far fetched as far as we got to get all this exposure to get a record deal, or we got to get millions of followers before people give a shit about us. Like, I would really harness the local side of things because, how you talked about with the guy with the punk rock pizza, you know, he has actual investment capital to where he wants to do bigger things and use you guys as the catalyst for that. I mean, this falls right into that category. And the more and more that you do this for even people that you don't know, so maybe you haven't built the network with that talent buyer of the bigger venue yet, right? So you start locally and you take all the networking possibilities that you can get and utilize them, and then you start building your following there. And then you hit them with an email. They've already heard about you by this point. They
Right.
already know that you're bringing in people because all these venues talk to each other as well. They know who the local
Oh
bands
yeah.
are, you know? So that already breaks your barrier to entry right there. Artists just have to understand, it's going to be work put in because you're guaranteed, a lot of bands, especially when we start talking with clients that go through our booking services, right? They always ask, what's the guarantees? And it's like, well, okay, well, if you don't really have a following, like the true understanding is it's going to be dependent on what the talent buyer wants to bring in, because
Yeah.
what the artists should really be asking themselves is, what can I guarantee? Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed that session. I hope you guys took some nuggets from that can help you turn band into brand. And if you want to learn more, hit us up here in the comments. Hit us up at Mainstage Music Group, the number 4, me at gmail.com. And I'll see you guys in the next video.